Hello everyone, it's Andrew from GemTCG, and today's video will be about the concept of selling the hype and buying the news. I think that's what it's called, but basically the concept is for the stock market, when a reporting is about to be announced, the stock price will go up in anticipation, and then as soon as the news is released, whether it's good or bad, the stock price will go down. And this happens pretty much all the time with stocks. And it's also a pretty common occurrence with Pokemon cards and other trading cards. And I've been noticing a lot recently with the anticipation of the 30th anniversary set coming up, probably I think next year, and then some other sets that I'm going to be talking about, and some cards that are going up in anticipation for things that I think will go down once the set actually comes out. And I want to just let you guys be aware of this so that you don't get burned or don't lose out on a bunch of money in anticipation of something, like hoping that it'll go up in value. And I've noticed it last time when Celebrations came out, a lot of people were buying up stock, buying up a bunch of inventory. And then when Celebrations came out, I'm pretty sure the market took a cool down after it came out because there was just so much hype, so much anticipation, and people just waiting for it to come out. And then once it did, people got that satisfaction. They were able to get the packs they wanted. And then, like anything, it just cools down. And a lot of conversations I've been having with people, I notice a common theme, which is them saying, oh, I'm going to hold all these sets till the 30th anniversary set comes out, and then I'm going to sell everything. And the problem with that is that if everyone is doing that, then it's just going to flood the market when this 30th anniversary comes out, and then prices are not going to just be at an all-time high. Because if you're planning on doing that, and thousands of other people are planning on doing that, then instead of having, let's just say, 100 booster boxes available on the TCG player, there's going to be 1,000 booster boxes available, which will then lead to everyone cutting prices, and then it'll just go back to the normal. And then the other problem with that is, again, with the sell the hype by the news thing, a lot of people are buying up inventory and sealed product in anticipation of that 30th anniversary, which is why the prices keep going up so much. And that's why we see so many things getting just bought out left and right. People still buying the stocks out at Target, Walmart, wherever it's sold. And I think I'm not even making a statement that, oh, it's going to crash whenever the 30th anniversary set comes out. I'm just saying this concept is something you should think of when you hear so many people saying that they're going to sell something once something happens, or they're going to buy something when this happens. Because it's just another example of trying to time the market, which nobody can do. And you may get lucky here and there, but on an overall basis, you're not going to be able to time the market every single time. Even Rudy from Alpha Investments, he's been doing it for 20 plus years. And even he says you can't time when a market is going to go up or down, because the market can be incorrect or not adjusted longer than you could be willing to wait for it to actually correct itself. And then the next thing, which explains the thumbnail of this video, is with the new set coming out, the Phantasmal Flames, and I think it's rumored to have Gengar in it. I think it's confirmed that it'll have Charizard, but there's a rumor of Gengar. And we've seen this happen before with Black Bolt White Flare, which is that people buy up the card that's going to be in the new set, or they buy up existing copies of that character. For example, with Black Bolt White Flare, people were buying up the Zekrom and Reshiram Black and White. I believe it's a secret rare, maybe it's just ultra rare. And they bought that card up a bunch, and it shot up in price. Now it's happening again with the Gengar from Trainer Gallery and a bunch of other Gengar cards, because of the rumor that Gengar is going to be in the new set. It's also happened with Charizard too from that same set, because in the last week, I think I've sold maybe 5 to 10 Charizard cards that are above $100 each. Most of them being the 151, Chaldean Fates, and Obsidian Flames special illustration rares. And in the last, probably I would say like 3 months, I haven't sold a single copy of them. But then once they notice that Charizard is going to be in the new set, people want to start buying up the hype, trying to make speculation plays, and then hope that it's going to go up in price. And if enough people do it, obviously it does go up in price. The only problem is being able to sell it before it tanks in price. And overall, what I hope that you guys take away from this video is just try not to be so speculative with your business and rather be more firm and structured with what you buy, what you plan to buy, and what you want to sell, and how much you plan to make from that sale. Because if you're constantly running around trying to find the next new thing and the next big thing, you're just going to get burned in the long run, because you're going to eventually make a play that's not going to pan out. And then you're just going to have to either fire sell all of your inventory or hold it until the next pump happens. And obviously, if you're in a position like me or someone like a bigger seller that has a lot more capital on hand, it's a different story, because you can afford to put $1,000 or $2,000 into a card or a play. And if it does well, you will succeed. If not, you are able to comfortably hold on to it and not have to fire sell it. Because at least for me, I'm not in the business of trying to get quick flips and make a quick 5 to 10% profit on a thing. I want to buy something at a decent margin and then sell it for a substantial profit, rather than just buy up a bunch of the newest set like Black Bolt, White Flare, or wait for the Mega EX set to come out and then try to flip it within a week or two. I've never really been interested in that. There's too much risk to it, and I don't enjoy chasing sales. For my business model, I'm able to just buy something, list it on eBay. If it sells, it sells. If not, nothing. I'm not going to chase a sale or chase anything. I'm just going to list it and forget it, have it at the price that I want to sell it at, and if it sells, it sells. If not, move on to the next card and keep buying more inventory. And I think a lot of people don't have the patience to do something like that, which is why they not necessarily fail, but they fail to grow and build a significant business. Because if you're only focused on chasing the trend, then you're not going to be setting yourself up for the long run. Because once a trend dies, it's done. You're not going to be able to recoup that investment for a pretty long time. And one of the biggest ones, it's honestly a really weird one, is the girl trainer cards. And I think I believe it was when Scarlet Violet first came out, or a little bit before then, a lot of people were buying up all the trainer girl cards, and they shot up in price. And it's just, I don't know, to me it's a little weird, but that happened, and then ever since then, it's never had a peak again. And I think it's been 2 to 3 years since that happened. So if you were to invest in something like that and hope that it's just going to keep going up, you would miss out on a lot of profit. Or you would at least lock up a lot of capital and then not be able to recoup it. And then I guess the last thing is, because that was a little bit of a tangent that I want to make sure it's very clear. When you notice something is going up in price, don't try to wait to maximize the profit, but instead take some profits from that. Don't try to be greedy and try to squeeze out an extra 5 to 10% in anticipation of it going up. If you're already up 50 to 100% on your investment, don't try to be too greedy and, I guess, hold and hold and hold. The best thing you could do is just list it for what you want it to sell for, or what you think it's going to be worth eventually. And who knows, maybe it'll even sell for that much before then. If something's worth $100 and you think it's going to go to $150, just list it for $150, and if it sells, it sells. It's better than just keeping it locked up not having it listed, and then you're just waiting for it to go to that price. And I've talked about that many times before, but I think it's very important and something that a lot of people don't really think about. But that's about it for this video. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you've noticed the same trend with Gengar cards and the people just buying up things in anticipation and then waiting for that to happen and then noticing that the cards actually go down in price or the set goes down in price. But yeah, hope you guys found this one helpful, and I'll see you all in the next video.